Okay, I love to do this when I'm in weird moods, so I'm never really prepared for my YouTube videos. I just wing it. So right now, I just fodled myself to a video entitled Hawaiian Blank Cheats with Hung Tourist, uploaded by Halupki Halupki on xvideos.com in my Chris Henson voice. Trying to find the name of this model, but she's very gorgeous. I don't know, maybe too gorgeous, but this kind of nostalgia for her. I don't know, maybe things are too fake. But anyway, that's not the topic. The topic is about chans. I'm not talking about 4chans, but I'm talking about cam girls or girls who upload pictures of themselves on the internet from the years 2005 to 2010. So when kmfdm's World War III or Hell Rock came out, all the way to Tahavabahu and Blitz, if you remember those albums. And so I remember there was a chan on my head, and she was Japanese Hawaiian, and it was a famous video because her friend was like playing Spore in the other room, and she was Sexy the guy with her boyfriend. I know this is a G-rated channel, so I'm not going to say words that are going to trigger a Google bot to kick me, but you probably know what I'm talking about. And I was trying to find that, and that's why I begin by saying I just fodled with myself. But anyway, it just reminds me that, when I was first looking up Encyclopedia Dramatica in 2007, during my middle school, high school era, now when I feel so bad for these usually middle to lower class white trashy girls who just upload themselves on the internet. And for example, if you look at Martini Chan, who basically wrote on her boobs sup/b/4907. I think I was 15 at that time, or 14. And she has blue hair and a little rainbow necklace. And to me, I just get really sad thinking to myself, where is she now? I mean, that's pretty average, right? But that fashion was so metalcore, MySpace music, blood on the dance floor. I look at this and I feel like she's no different from the 80s babe with big hair and What's Bitten with Jim Carrey. And I can't believe, this is kind of an early form of weeb nationalism. As I wrote before, that there's just some white people who don't want to have your Asian children, but certainly want to colonize and steal the anime Asian Japanese look. And I guess they infused that with this arena rock look in the 2000s era. And that's why Martini Chan looks like that. I don't know where she is, but probably in jail. Another character I thought was interesting was Pear Chan. Pear Chan, she looks like Boxy, but she's fat. Typical white girl tier, but going with the whole metalcore, I look 90s Asian, right? But sadly, I found recently a video where she is today, since 2007. And what do you know? She's probably in the protests right now, Black Lives Matter, an ugly, fat, nose-ringed thing. It's horrible because it's kind of true where the ugly duckling scenario is that these girls, they look pretty and the novelty is that they are fat, but then they become trash and nobody wants them in their late 30s, 40s. Pornography and girls can be, for a guy's perspective, an art form. And kind of like when when a girl struts on the floor, you make judges from 1 to 10. It's always usually France giving that person a 5 or something, or 4. I'm kind of like that when I see these girls, and I feel bad, and I always wish some of them were still alive. Another interesting character was Apple Milk Chan, 1988. Gee, I wonder if she was born in that era. Well, that person was thought she was Japanese, and by definition, that would be kind of a weeb nationalist, or at least an early form of Asian Aryan Eurasianist. And girl, I think it's really interesting on the perspective of a white girl trying to be Japanese and trying to find a Japanese boyfriend. I think that's very empowering. But they've actually stalked her and found her where she was today, and I guess she feels shame of that era, Maple Milk. And I guess now she's just some gentrifier in Brooklyn, and she's trying to act like Mitski or some indie rocker getting signed to Dead Ocean Records and just has a guitar and sounds like some yodeler. So inauthentic. I think really a lot of these women are damaged, broken, and it starts early. It's almost like reading a horrible Peter Sotos uh, novella. Others I want to go over. Was it Flatchan? Well, I just had Flatchan on that, but Flatchan, again, some of these pictures, I just can't believe it's like early trap culture, femboy, whatnot, nerds on the internet seeing a naked body for the first time, and then these people grow up and they explode themselves and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I just get sad, and when guys masturbate to some of this stuff, we do it out of love. We do it envisioning women the thing that we desire, like a Renee Girard type of manic desire that we want our women, our wives, to look like this. I'm certainly not masturbating to any Chan people. I think they're ugly, but just trying to find what I said, that one Chan, Japanese Hawaiian girl, I just shared into X videos. I found this beautiful woman. I still have PTSD when I hold a girl on her chin or when she sucks my thumb, because I think of a certain individual I was in a relationship with where that happened, and I've been told, not by my therapist, not to think about that. My therapist, not told to think about that and whatnot. I don't even have a therapist. But anyway, I feel that there's this man possession and that borderland Andrea Dorkin style rape stuff that happens, and but sometimes women are just beautiful, and sometimes the ugly women are just ugly. This is kind of a two-parter episode. Originally, my topic, instead of the 4chan girls, that's one reflection. But the other reflection I wanted to talk about was band names and pronouns. About 10 years ago, or more than that, when I released my first 7-inch record under DJ Quado as a Game Boy chiptune musician, I played my first show in 2010. And in the Philadelphia scene, I always liked it that there were these cute bands named Nintendo, or Duck Hunt Dog, or something like that, or a band just called Dads, everything plural. I started to realize that a lot of these band names are very fleeting and very materialistic and almost like products. I mean, I have a certain friend, I'm thinking of this right now with some of the Jersey bands like Home Blitz or whatnot. They just have these disposable band names, they play in a basement show, and that's that. They have one LP, and they're in debt, some cassettes, get signed on Bad Master Records or something, and that's that. And they're just a dumb hardcore band. Just like graffiti, I think it's a unit of gentrification. I think a lot of that is just a way for white people who lived in the suburbs and then moved to their, metropolitan city as a way to express themselves, to say, I'm an adult now, or something. And I think that period was pretty much 2007 to now, and now that the COVID has completely destroyed that prospect. I think of all those bands too who just do one shots. Like I just recently sent in the mail this one band called 1991 and Technobox. We know the guy's named Kevin Beasley, but my one friend's trying to make masters to upload it onto YouTube. And I'm kind of doing that now with names like DJ Quado, Pizza Dog Studios, King Shrode, and Feven Universe. I would like to have bands have longevity with their names, but just so much of this noise music is retail and meaningless. I would like to say that a lot of these band names have a lot to do with assuming that it's a pronoun, that if someone wants to be called she, him, they, their, well, I guess that person wants to be called, let me think of a cheesy band name, Empath, while the next day that person wants to be called DuckTales. And then, that band fails. That was only from 2015 to 2019. We're now called Sacred Spell. And I constantly see this in these, like, trashy white people scenes. And it's sad because they really don't sincerely believe in better music. And so I always think band names have something to do with pronouns, that if you respect someone and call them they, I guess now you respect and call them Home Blitz, but they're going to change their name the next day. I don't know, something like that, I know. Or maybe Harpoon Forever. Maybe there's a secret pun in there. And I think a lot of great music has brand names, and they keep going on with it, like Knights or Ebb. A lot of these immature musicians, they have band names like Deathmonger, and then they stop and they keep going. And I think it's bad. I think it's a unit of gentrification, just like how white people are into graffiti, or when white people spout white supremacy. What does that mean? I don't like mean people. Yeah, I just wanted to get that idea out there. So this is kind of like a two-parter. Maybe you can just self-reflect on the white girls who lost their lives on the internet, and the white people in the last 2 decades who continue to go to the city to do a shitty band, to use their mommy and daddy's trust fund, and go in debt, and thus starts the Lion King circle of life over again, with their micro korgs and snare drums and sad 7-inch record release party in debt, sadly. I don't know. I gotta clean myself up. I usually clean myself up by going to the bathroom, but yeah, my pants are down as I'm talking about this.